Hello everyone, my name is Namanya Pant. I'm a student member at Students Branding and Relations Cell, Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur. I welcome you all to the latest episode of the Spotlight series. Today we have with us Miss Pravalika Das, a fourth year undergraduate student of the Department of Chemical Engineering. Pravalika, it would be great if you could introduce yourself to the audience.
Hello, my name is Pravalika Das. I'm a fourth year undergraduate student of the Department of Chemical Engineering enrolled in its BTech course. I'm a boarder of Sarojini Naidu Indira Gandhi Hall of Residence and I'm from Kolkata.
So I'll be asking you some questions. Looking back at your time at Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur, how would you describe your journey over the past few years? What moments stand out the most?
So, looking back at my journey at IIT Kharagpur, I feel it was a very bittersweet experience, inclining majorly towards the sweet side because there were many good experiences as well as the bad ones. The bad ones taught me a lot, and the good ones helped me to appreciate them. And considering the moments, I feel the best moment was definitely the one when I saw the main building of IIT Kharagpur the first time I stepped into the campus. Because before that, I would only see the pictures and the first time when I came to IIT Kharagpur, I came as an IITian in IIT Kharagpur, so that was a big thing for me as well as my father who came along with me. And even till date, my father loves to find excuses to just come to IIT Kharagpur because he says he feels proud of me.
You have pursued diverse interests ranging from data analytics, consultancy, and software development to excelling in competitive swimming. What inspired you to explore these domains and how did you balance them?
So, like any other first year, I started with looking into the data fields by doing courses on Coursera, the basic and 2NG ones, mainly my summers. Then I moved on to looking into the software development field in my winter and kept on continuing it till the summers of my second year. But I also took up a non-tech intern, mainly in the product management, to understand what non-tech skills, what non-tech interns feel like and to explore also. So after doing all these exploration, I understood that I was mainly inclined towards the non-tech side than the tech one. But at the same time, I kept the tech skills also in hand as a backup to fall back on. And when I was sitting in CDC for the on-campus internships, my priority was to keep strategy, consulting, and product management as the uh, first choice, and the data science as the second one. And I eventually got an intern in the data science field. So having a backup is good.
That's truly commendable. So, your internships at EXL must have been a valuable learning experience. What were the some key challenges that you have faced and how did you navigate them?
So the internship at EXL was definitely an enriching one, but I faced two problems. One was the fact that it was a remote internship, so there was a lack of companionship in times when I couldn't understand some problems or how to tackle them. I just had to reach out to I just had my manager to reach out to and no other um, batchmate or any other teammate. That was one of the problem. And the second one being that sometimes the manager would micromanage. So even if I would complete all the tasks and the assignments way before the deadline, she would always keep on asking almost like on an hourly basis of what I was doing, which sometimes nagged me. And at those times, I felt communication was a key. And so yes, having a proper communication with her, explaining her how I usually do my task, and that I'm not being lazy and not avoiding tasks is a major thing. So yeah, communication was definitely a key at those times.
That's really insightful. Now, having competed in multiple national level swimming competitions as well as serving as an Inter-IIT contingent captain, how has your journey in aquatics shaped your perspective and leadership skills?
Before coming to IIT Kharagpur, I was a national level medalist and a state level record holder. But when you are being in those roles, you're just acting as a player and there's no responsibility on you. But when you are being a captain, you're responsible for the entire team. The entire team depends on you. That in itself is a big thing. So I feel being an Inter-IIT captain helped me understand what it feels like to take a stand for your team in places that they are not present. And I appreciate having learned those skills in time. And apart from that, it was important to understand that when you are an Inter-IIT captain, you have to be a leader, not just a boss. You have to understand when you need to act as a leader and when you need to act as a friend. So there are times when I remember I have scolded my teammates because those times demanded it. But at other times, I've also stood beside them when circumstances were not in our favor. And another thing that I also learned was not to be a boss because all of us were IITians and adults, so we all knew what to do. The major thing being a captain was to understand how to just channelize the potential that all our teammates had. So that was another thing.
That's very inspiring. No. Holding multiple leadership positions, including General Secretary Sports and Games of Sarojini Naidu Indira Gandhi Hall of Residence, as well as the Women Departmental Representative and the Aquatics Captain, must have been a challenging yet a rewarding experience. What have been your biggest takeaways from these roles?
So I started taking a position of responsibilities right in my second year as soon as I entered the campus. So the first one was being the secretary aquatics gymkhana. Uh, and after my tenure ended, I thought I had received a good taste of what management feels like, but it was just the beginning because when I stepped into the role of general secretary, sports and games at my hall, I understood the halls work in a different way, and you need to adapt to that as well. And then being the women departmental representative, it was important to understand that you are standing for the welfare of all the women in your department, and that in itself is a big thing. And aquatics is again another subject. So taking up so many positions of responsibilities help me understand the need to prioritize your work, and also to understand when you need to multitask so as to not miss out on deadlines, and also finally to do things in such a way that inspire your juniors to do well as well.
That's an interesting perspective. Balancing academics, internships, and the leadership roles with sports requires a well structured approach. Could you share some strategies that help you manage your time effectively?
So some of the strategies that I use or I can tell about is definitely the first being time management. I feel that many of us know that we need to manage the time, but and we have managed the time well in our JE days. But as soon as you step into the campus, there's a plethora of things that takes away our attention. Like for example, extracurricular activities, your friends, your societies, etc. So knowing when to prioritize your work is an important strategy or a skill to have. The second being to complete your work as soon as you get it. No need to postpone it or schedule it for later. And if there is something that needs to be scheduled later or is supposed to be scheduled later, use calendars. I love my Google Calendar. I set at least 2 to 3 reminders every day of what I need to do because I do a lot of things and there's a high tendency of me forgetting them. So Google Calendars help me a lot. And another thing for academics is do attend your classes because we usually think that those 5 or 10 percentage of your class attendance doesn't matter in the long run, but they do. They significantly can sometimes improve your HGPA. Try listening if you're not sleepy enough, that helps as well. And another thing is try to understand the difference. This is a crucial one. Try to understand the difference when you're wasting your time and when you're enjoying your time. Try not to waste it, obviously. So, yes.
Strategy. Many students find themselves at a crossroad when deciding whether to continue in the core discipline or transition into fields of software development or consultancy or data analytics. What advice would you give to those who are facing this dilemma?
So anyone who is facing such a dilemma, first of all, try learning a tech skill because you are in IIT Kharagpur. It's a technological institute in itself. And since technology is booming so much these days, it is seeping into almost every department. So having a tech skill in your hand is a good thing to have. And even though you're interested in your academics or your core fields, keep on learning, keep on studying, obviously, till your second year or your third year. And by the end of it, I hope you understand whether you are really interested in what you are studying, or your tech, or your core field. And apart from that, try to know the basics of everything. For example, finance, data, or consulting. So as after knowing the basics, try pursuing something that your heart calls out to. That is the basic. That is something that is at the bottommost point of everything. To do something that you like, and definitely explore, as I said, almost every other field, know the basics. And even if you feel at times that you, even after exploring all those fields, you feel sometimes stuck up, you don't know what you want to pursue, because maybe sometimes everything seems appealing and you don't know what the future holds. So try going and talking out to your seniors of every field, at least one or two seniors of every field, to understand what they do, because the projects that we do is very much different than the actual or the real life projects that they have done. So going and talking out to them, reaching out to your seniors, help you to understand what the role actually is. Take up the product management intern, and then he only told me that I am good enough to take up consultancy roles as well, which pushed me in that direction. So definitely talk to your seniors. And if you're still feeling a bit confused, take up internship, be it some unpaid internships also, in your earlier part of your career, maybe in your first year or second year. But if you just want an experience of what the role feels like, take up internships. There are many startups, you can reach out to them in LinkedIn, etc.
That is a really helpful advice. Winning the Alumni Cup, along with multiple accolades in swimming, is an incredible achievement. How have these recognitions impacted your confidence and aspirations?
Before coming to IIT Kharagpur, I was a national level medalist and a state level record holder. But I feel that I never received the recognition outside the swimming field. I mean, I was recognized when I was in the pool or in the competitions, but outside near my house or in my school, no one really cared that if I'm a good swimmer or not. So that was what I thought real world was like. So after my first Inter-IIT, when I created records, I got the best swimmer award, everything. And when I returned back to IIT Kharagpur, it took me a moment to understand why the people are happy, because that didn't happen before that, before coming to IIT Kharagpur. So it took me a moment to adapt to the people are loving me for it. People are loving me for my performance. And when I received, and in my second year, I was also very underconfident. Most of the times, I would fake my confidence, but after and I would think that I'm just one of the many IITians here, and there is nothing special in me. So after receiving the alumni cup, there was a little confidence boost. Okay, so there is something in me. I'm not just a below average student, maybe at least an average one. So that kept on adding confidence bit by bit. And also, I remember in class 9, when I would look into the different IITs and the various, I don't know, like various awards and accomplishments or the accolades that they would give. So I had looked into the awards that were given by IIT Kharagpur as well. So I had seen those Bhandarkar Cups and alumni cups, and I remember thinking that, oh my God, those people would be so cool, that they would be the greatest of the great people in the campus to receive, to be just one person in the entire campus to receive those awards. So when the first time I got the alumni cup, I couldn't believe that I am that person. Because I thought, okay, that person will be literally the best or the coolest, and I would love to get to know them. So when I was nominated for that award, it really overwhelmed me so much.
That is really interesting and inspirational. Being part of various student bodies and organizations at IIT Kharagpur, how do you think these communities contribute to personal and professional development?
Okay, so being a part of the different bodies, taking up positions of responsibilities, definitely teaches you what it feels like to take charge, because many students have taken up positions of responsibilities in the schools, like being prefects or head boy, head girl, vice captains, whatever. Then it is different being taking up a responsibility here in a campus, that has more than 15,000 students, and to take up a position over here feels very different than what it would feel like in a school. So, taking up charge is definitely a good skill that I learned. Then the next one was to take accountability of your actions, because even in my second year, when I was the secretary, taking a position of responsibility for the first time, I have done many, or I have failed at many things. So, learning to understand when you have failed, and taking accountability at those times and making sure that you better the next time is another important skill that I learned. Sometimes you also feel like you're very overwhelmed and you feel like giving up in those positions. For example, thoughts like maybe you're not meant for this, there's someone better who can do this, who can do much better than you in this position. Those thoughts keep on striking you. So when you fight these thoughts and overcome them and complete the task well, I feel that also helps you later in your life when you face similar situations. And these kind of experiences help you overcome them because you have already overcome them much earlier in your life. And finally, networking is definitely one of the biggest perks of holding a position of responsibility. I understand that there are many hall seniors also and society seniors, etc. But at least for me, holding a position of responsibilities opened a lot of doors, and I got to meet a lot of great people of the campus. And if they have a good reputation of you in their eyes, they would definitely help you even after your tenure has ended. So, networking is definitely one of the greatest perks that you have when you're holding a PR.
These are great insights. With such a dynamic college journey, if you could go back to your first year, is there anything that you would do differently? Any advice you wish you had back then?
What I do differently, maybe take up some internships in my first year, maybe the unpaid ones, just to get a taste of what having a data intern or another tech intern, or maybe a non-tech one, feels like in the real life, or learning a tech skill a bit earlier, because I started learning data science in the latter part of the summer. So trying it out a bit earlier would be another thing, and definitely networking. Like I stress it a lot, but reaching out to your seniors, not waiting for a PR to make you go and talk to seniors, is definitely something I wish I would have started in earlier in my first year. But considering that the 2021 batch, or like my batch, who started their first year, had to complete 2 semesters in just 5 months, I feel I did well.
These are some interesting reflections.
Responding to advice, I feel I'd go back and tell my younger self that to take college more seriously, because CBC is hard.
Reflecting on your time at IIT Kharagpur, how has it contributed to your personal and professional growth, and what is the guidance that you will offer to students aiming to create a significant impact in their respective fields?
So before stepping into IIT Kharagpur, I was sort of an introverted kid. So taking up positions of responsibilities and then going out and talking to others helped me open up. And I feel the PR of being the secretary helped me a lot in pushing myself intentionally to go and talk to your seniors, batchmates, juniors, everyone. And so I had to let go sometimes, and it was quite uncomfortable to let go your introvertedness, but it helped me to socialize a lot, and to brushing up those soft skills that one needs to have. Another thing is I also gained confidence, because I remember in my third year when I was the GSEC of my hall, I had taken many cool initiatives. So many of my seniors had reached out to me and told that I was one of the best GSECs that they have seen in their entire college life. So that gives you a little confidence boost. And I also got to make a lot of friends, as I said, that I let go of my introvertedness, because there's a lot of impulse in you to just stay in your room and not go out. But when you intentionally go out and talk to people, which I didn't used to do in school, so I didn't have many friends, but here I have created a lot of friends via networking also. And I know that there are many people who I would reach out to or call right now, and they would be eager to help me. So that helped a lot in creating good friends. Yes, not being in your comfort zone, like not staying in your comfort zone, is something that IIT helped me a lot. And considering the advice that I would give to any other first year or a student entering IIT Kharagpur, is definitely talk to your seniors, network. Okay, not only to your seniors, to your batchmates, to your juniors. You never know who would be helpful to you in certain circumstances. So talk to a lot of people and build up skills, know the basics of everything, finance, core, mm, consult, data, everything, so that you do not look at least dumb in front of people, know the basics of everything, and not stay stuck up in your room. Go out, at least talk to people, join societies, do some extracurricular activities. Don't just sit in your room. Please go out and mm, if possible, do take up positions of responsibilities in your hall. There are many opportunities in gymkhana, in your hall, in your societies. There are so many places. And finally, when you're talking to people, take advice from everyone in case when you need help, but also remember that the final call must come from you, not from any other third party people, because it finally depends on what you want, and the ultimate decision has to be yours.
These are really helpful advices. Thank you, Pravalika, for your wonderful insights. It was great interacting with you.
Thank you so much.